Chapter 6: The New World Order and the Illuminati Plan to Enslave Americans. There is a conspiracy to enslave humanity mentally and emotionally through deceit and ignorance. This is a quote by David Icke in The Perception Deception. The individual is handicapped by coming face to face with a conspiracy so monstrous he cannot believe it exists. The American mind simply has not come to a realization of the evil which has been introduced into our midst. This is a quote by J. Edgar Hoover, first head of the FBI, talking about the New World Order. Henry Mackau, Ph.D., writes that in 1969, Rockefeller insider Dr. Richard A. said the following: "The United States will be deindustrialized and gays given permission to act out. Women will be masculinized. Music would get much worse." Dr. Day was the national medical director of the Rockefeller-sponsored Planned Parenthood, and he told a meeting of the Pittsburgh Pediatric Society that a New World System would permanently transform the world. Dr. Day, who died in 1989, warned the 80 physicians not to make recordings or take notes, but the comments were still reported by Dr. Lawrence Dunegan. Day went on to say that some of you will think I'm talking about communism. Well, what I'm talking about is much bigger than communism, he said. He commented that there was much more cooperation between the East and the West than many people realize, and that he was free to speak about it because everything is in place and nobody can stop us now. He went on to say that there just won't be any room for people who won't go along. We can't have such people cluttering up the place, so such people would be taken to special places and disposed of humanely. There will be no martyrs. People will just disappear. He said of the police state that they want to implant a chip in you so they can find you and identify you, as well as monitor and control purchases. They are weaning you off national allegiance and will resort to terrorism to win the assent to the global police state. They may use 1 or 2 nuclear bombs to convince people that we mean business, said Dr. Day. In 1969 he also said that war is obsolete, given the danger of nuclear exchange, so terrorism would be used instead. His revelations also included the information that sex will be separated from marriage and reproduction in order to break up the family unit and reduce the population. Abortion, divorce, promiscuity and homosexuality will be socially acceptable. He said that there are always 2 reasons for anything that the Illuminati do. First is the pretext which makes it palatable to the gullible public, and secondly is the real reason. The ultimate goal is to have sex without reproduction. Reproduction will occur in labs. Family size will be limited as it is in China. It will be made more difficult for families to stay together. Women will work outside the home and more people will remain single. Sports will be promoted to girls so that they can become more masculine and seek a career instead of a family. International sports like soccer and hockey will be pushed so Americans see themselves as world citizens. Pornography, violence and obscenity on TV and in films will be increased so that people will be desensitized to porn and made to feel that life is short, precarious and brutish. Music will get worse and be used for indoctrination. There will be unemployment and mass migration in order to uproot long-established communities. Social change will be introduced in port cities and then work its way into the heartland. A cure to cancer exists in the Rockefeller Institute but is kept secret for purposes of depopulation. There will be an increase in infectious man-made diseases. Weather can be used to wage war or create drought and famine. The food supply will be monitored so no one can get enough food to support a fugitive from the new system. Growing your own food will be outlawed under the pretext of being unsafe. Each part of the world will have a speciality and thus become interdependent. The United States will remain a center for agriculture, high-tech, communications and education, but heavy industry will be transported out, he said. Information will be selective. Not everyone will be allowed to own books. Certain books will disappear from libraries. Literary classics and the Bible will be subtly altered. People will spend longer in school but not learn anything. There will be restrictions on travel and private home ownership will gradually disappear. Homes will become so expensive that people will have to share small apartments with non-family members. Dr. Day also said that politicians are manipulated without their even knowing it and that people will have to get used to constant change. Humans are programmed and manipulated to be just intelligent enough to serve as slaves, but not intelligent enough to see that this is what they are. This is a quote by David Icke. The case for government by elites is irrefutable. Government by the people is possible but highly improbable. This is a quote by Senator J. William Fulbright, 1963. It is the system of nationalist individualism that has to go. We are living in the end of the sovereign states. In the great struggle to evoke westernized world socialism, contemporary governments may vanish. Countless people will hate the New World Order and will be protesting against it. This is a quote by H. G. Wells.